This video is going to walk through the steps you need to take once your event is ended and you have offline donations. So there's two different methods for adding in any offline donations you have, and it depends if you have cash or if you have a check addressed to the organization. So for the first step, we're going to walk through what to do with cash donations. So there's two different ways. The first method that you could use is going to your front end, your main fundraising site, and clicking on the button Pledge a Participant. So what you'll do is you'll search for the participant that this donation has been given to, and on their page you have the Donate Now option, so you click on that. So this is for your participants who brought in cash and you know all the donor information and it's supposed to be allocated to this participant. So say this donor gave $30, then you would choose their amount, choose how they want to show on the honor roll. If you don't really know how they want to be, I would say showing their name is a common choice and should work well. You also can show their name and amount, you can show it as anonymous, or you can choose other in case maybe it's from a family or a company name. But for now we'll choose show name. So then you click continue and you're going to plug in all that donor information. So the system will automatically require fields like address, email, name, so you want to make sure you have all this information for this donor. And if the donation is higher than $25, the system will send out a tax receipt for that donor. So you want to make sure you have all this information in here. So we'll put in this donor's name, we'll put in their email. If you don't know what their email address is, you can always use your host location email, like sudbury@defeatdepression.ca, and the system will send the tax receipt to you. You can either print it off and mail it to that donor, or you could deliver it to them. So you'll need to put in their address, and then click continue. So then the system will ask for the credit card information. So because this is a cash donation, you can put this through on your credit card, and then you can take that money and deposit it into your account. Okay, so we're going to put through a credit card, put in donor's name or your name, click continue. You have a review of this donor information, so just to make sure everything is entered correctly, you can review it here. Click process payment now, and that will go through. So the system will automatically send out a thank you to that donor. It will also send out a receipt if they gave a donation of $25 or more, and it's also attributed to that participant. So if, let's say, you have cash donations and you don't know which participant it should go to, or it's just a general donation that was to the event, you could go to your homepage here, and instead of using Pledge a Participant, you could choose the button Donate to the Event. So it's the same process of entering in the donation with the donor information, it's just not being attributed to a participant. So you would go through the process of putting in your donation amount and then doing all the donor information again. And again, with your credit card, you put it through and then you pocket that cash. Okay, so those are the steps for entering in offline donations that are cash. So now, when you have a check that is addressed to the organization, the way to enter that into the system is, again, being on your fundraising site and logging into your participant center. So you'll need to be registered as a participant for your event. So you log in, and across the top here with these tabs, you're going to go to the one called Enter Offline Pledges. So you click on this, and you have the form to fill in the donor information. So you'll go through and put in their name, their email, their address, and their donation amount. Again, if the donation is higher than $25, you want to make sure you have all the address details so that the system will send a receipt for them. So we'll go through and fill in this donor and put in their address. And put in their donation amount. And you can choose the payment type. So say it was a personal check. Again, you have the honor roll option, so you can choose how they should show. My suggestion is showing just their name only, as it's pretty common. And then once all this is added in and it's all correct, you would say add donor. And it gets added to the bottom here in a little table. So once you've added in all those donations, you would take those checks, package them all up, mail them into Mood Disorder Society of Canada, and the organization will then confirm these once they've received the checks and they've deposited the money. They'll confirm this, and the system will then send out a tax receipt and a thank you message to that donor. So again, this is for any check donation that you have. You're going to be logging into your participant center, going to enter offline pledges, adding in each donor information here. Again, if you don't have their email address, you can put your host location email address like sudbury@defeatdepression.ca. Put in the donor address, enter them in, and then mail that money to Mood Disorder Society of Canada, and then the organization will confirm it for you. If you had cash donations and you entered them in at this point, you could still enter them in through this this participant center section, and you can select next to the donor and you can say pay by credit and credit card, and that's that same process of paying off with your own credit card and then depositing that cash into your account. So that would only be an option if you had a cash donation. And that's it for entering in your offline donations.